you clicked on this video, you are looking for the 3 things that you should be doing to get into the best shape you can this summer in 30 to 60 days. If you guys do this, listen, if you do this for 30 to 60 days, you could probably get into some of the best shape you've ever been in. If you've never done a streak or been on a streak like that, doing these things I'm about to tell you is super simple, super easy to add into your routine, right? And you can do other things on top of this. These aren't the only things that you should be doing, but if you do these 3 things, you're almost 75% of the way there in terms of getting where you want to be, so that you can have the progress and make the gains that you want to, or lose that fat that you want to. So the first thing that I would tell you guys to do, super simple, super easy, is to walk. If you can walk, you should be doing this, right? Hop on the stair climber for 20 to 30 minutes a day. If you are able to be on the stair climber consistently for 20 to 30 minutes every single day, then the rest will take care of itself, all right? Everybody that comes and asks me is like, bro, Dante, you know, summer's coming up. You know, I got somewhere I need to be this summer. You know, I got some plans. You know, I want to look right. I want to get in shape. And they'll ask me like, bro, what should I be doing? And I tell them every single time, get on the stair climber. You don't even need 30 minutes. Get on the stair climber every single day for 20 minutes, even 15 minutes, right? Set the intensity pretty good. Every stair climber is going to be a bit different, so I can't exactly tell you what range of intensity you should be in, but it shouldn't be easy. By that 10-minute mark, you should have you an amazing sweat on. You should pretty much be drenched, sweating through your clothes by that 10-minute mark, right? If you're not dripping by the 12-15 minute mark, you're wasting your time. It's way too low, right? So definitely, I would tell you guys, and here's a calorie range you should shoot for, right? You want to shoot for losing between 150 to 300 calories on that stair climber. You want to burn between 150 to 300 calories on that stair climber every single time you hop on there every single day. Do that every single day for 30 to 60 days, and you'll 100% lose fat. Walking is one of the best forms of cardio because it's low intensity, steady state cardio. You're going to be burning fat while you're off of the stair climber too. This is why it's important to walk. This is why a lot of people that have low body fat and are lean but muscular, they don't do a bunch of sprints. They're not doing a bunch of just long form cardio. They're not just running miles, right? I could show you guys the difference between one of my physiques and another one of my physiques, and you guys should check it out. I'll probably make another video on it, and you could tell the difference between when I was running every single day for 60 days versus when I would just do my regular cardio and hop on a stair climber. The difference was was huge, right? You could definitely tell the difference between the two, right? I was still very lean, but when I was running all the time, I didn't really have as much muscle as I did when I was just doing straight up walking. So all of that being said, you guys should hop on a stair climber 20 to 30 minutes every single day, right? If you can't hit that 20 minutes, hit that 15. Work your way up, right? Do increments. Start at 4, then push up to 5, then push up to 6, right? What do I do? For my stair climber, it goes up to, I want to say 20. So every single time I'm on there, I might warm up for 30 seconds, right? Have it on 1 or 2, stretch my legs out. After that, I'm shooting up to 8, right? And then I'm sitting at 10. Then I'm pushing myself to 11, pushing myself to 12. Once it starts getting easier with anything, you got to boost it up. You got to make it a little bit harder for yourself. You got to make sure that you're sweating, getting that sweat on, right? So definitely, I would tell you guys to make sure you're doing that, and it's a game changer, man. The second thing I would tell you guys to do is to keep your carbs below 170 grams of carbs, right? And I'm saying 170 grams for a 200-pound person, right? You want to keep your grams of carbs at 0.7, around 0.7 per pound of your body weight. So a 200-pound person doesn't want to be eating more than 170 grams of carbs, right? And that's just a rule of thumb for you guys, a quick rule of thumb, but there's different ways you could tweak it. Personally, I like to keep my grams of carbs below 150 and even lower than that if possible, right? I don't need a bunch of carbs. We as people as humans don't need a lot of carbs every single day, right? And also, you don't need to be eating a bunch of rice and all of that stuff, but that's a whole completely different video I can make for you guys. But if you guys are just trying to follow something simple, you need just some simple rules of thumb. Is okay, do this, right? If you're a 200-pound person, don't eat any more than 170 grams of carbs. And I'm giving you guys more carbs than you will really even need so that you're able to stay sane, right? Because a lot of us, we go insane if somebody told us, hey, cut those carbs off. And even though they're trying to help us, right? If somebody say, hey, cut those carbs off, A lot of us would go crazy if we said you got to keep your grams of carbs below 100, right? That's 2 cups of rice and 2 pieces of bread, literally, right? So keeping your grams of carbs below 0.7 times your body weight is another rule of thumb that I would tell you guys. So with that comes number 3. And also, since we're coming up toward the end of the video, or almost at the end of the video, I'm gonna have a 4th tip at the end of this, so that you guys can kind of use with number 2 and 3, and it makes this whole process for these next 30 to 60 days even simpler for you, right? So the 3rd thing I would tell you guys to do is to keep your grams of protein relative to your body weight, right? You want to be with, so we already talked about the carbs. Now you want to make sure that you get enough protein in so that your body's able to not only maintain the muscle that you have, but also build more muscle, right? If that's your goal, and I feel like with a lot of us, that is our goal. You know, if we're losing fat, we want to hold on to that muscle and even potentially build more with regular weightlifting, right? And not including weightlifting in this. I'm talking about just getting lean, getting cut, getting in shape for summer. If you guys got 30, 60 days, you need that back to get unbig. You need to unbig your back. This is how you do it, right? This is simply just follow this, okay? And then comment. Y'all let me know how it works for you. But the 3rd thing, like I said, is to keep your grams of protein relative to your body weight. So, for example, a 200-pound person should be eating 200 grams of protein, right? And that also means, just like we talked about, they should be eating 170 grams of carbs, right? So now the question comes, well, Dante, if I'm eating 170 grams of carbs and 200 grams of protein, right? Like, how do I know I'm hitting that goal? How do I know I'm doing it? And very simply, here comes the final tip that brings all of this together, is to utilize MyFitnessPal, right? MyFitnessPal is what I used when I first started this, and it was the biggest game changer for me. If I didn't do this, I wouldn't have had the understanding of the importance of tracking your macronutrients and your carbs and your protein and your fat. I wouldn't have understood all of this. I wouldn't have understood the importance of it and saw the impact that it had on my body, right? And a lot of guys will always come to me like, bro, Dante, you know, how you do this, how you do that. I'm telling you, this is how you do it, right? It's easy. It's just stacking it up and compounding it that's hard. So, like I said, you guys use MyFitnessPal. It's a simple app that you guys can download. I'll even link it in the description, man. I'll put it in the description for you guys. Use MyFitnessPal, and all you got to do, put in the food that you're eating, right? So, for example, you're eating 5 eggs, right? I can tell you right there off the top of my head, it's 25 grams of fat. So I know that, okay, if I need to be eating below 50 grams of fat a day, that's 25 grams of my fat right there. That's half of my fat that's gone, right? I know that off the top of my head because I've tracked it before, right? So, but it's easy to do once you start eating the similar foods over and over again. You start tracking it over and over again, and you can end up getting similar to me, to where, you know, you don't need to be on it as much. You don't need to track it, you know, as hard, because you have a pretty good idea of portion sizes and how much you should be eating, and you probably working a little bit harder to make sure that you're counteracting any hiccups that you might be having in between that too. So all that being said, man, I told you I was gonna make this quick, to the point video, giving you guys as much game and as much advice as possible. If you're trying to lose as much fat as possible in 30 to 60 days, doing it the healthy way, and even jump starting a much better fitness journey, and a long lasting fitness journey, you know, these are 3 things that you can add into your routine for these next 30 to 60 days. And then also keep it in your routine so that you're able to get into the best shape that you possibly can, right? I'm saying this now, I'm doing it myself. You guys are gonna see the continued progress, growth, and, you know, I'm gonna be posting and sharing more videos for you guys, trying to give you guys as much advice as I possibly can through my own experience of things that I try. I'm not gonna come on here telling y'all to do something I haven't done myself and experience the benefits of. That's real, that's straight up, right? I'm not here to waste y'all time. I'm not here to come on here to lie to nobody and do none of that stuff, okay? I'm just trying to be real, genuine, authentic, let y'all know, you know, through my own experience, what has worked, and you know, simplify a lot of what's hidden and, you know, not talked about, or talked about in a way that, you know, is difficult for everybody to understand, right? We simplifying all this stuff over here so that everybody can enjoy their lives to the best of their ability, man. All of that being said, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Share with somebody who needs to hear this. We're gonna have plenty more videos coming out the rest of the spring. Once summer hits, you know what we're doing, man. I'm out.